Okay. Welcome to the marketing meeting, number 12, I think. I think we've been pretty busy last 2 weeks with redesign, and other improvements. So let's just go through them. Please write yourself to the attending list if you haven't done it already. Yeah, and let's just jump in on the first item. Samuel, any news on the Nix store?
Turns out I wasn't muted when I muted myself. Okay. Yes, a reply from them. They're basically saying that, when he replied, he also CC'd webmaster@nixos.org. So you have the same reply probably somewhere that you can look at. But they're thinking of starting with a specific logo and sending samples. And for donations, looks like they're extremely flexible from what I understand.
Did we lose Rock again?
Sorry, can you repeat?
It seems that we lost Rock again.
No. I'm
Oh,
here.
no, okay,
I'm here.
sorry.
Muted. No, I think that if I understood correctly from the email, everything is like we will have a similar arrangement as with the current store. So
that's my understanding. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think let's see how once we do the redesign, let's add them then, since we are in the middle of a redesign. Sounds good?
Yes. No problem there.
Yeah. Okay. There is a small announcement I have to make. I mean, Samuel already knows, but I've been improving the ranking and how it's sorted and everything and what it actually showed on the search NixOS.org. It's not perfect, but it's much better. Kind of the short story is we cannot really have the wildcard search. So when you put the asterisk, just yet, because we would have to upgrade to the latest released Elasticsearch, which is not possible at this moment. So what I did, I just added the prefix and suffix search. So I think that for now it's okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of the announcement. Give it a go. So if anybody's listening, give it a go and report, because I'm looking at these errors and trying to improve things. Any comment on this? Okay. The next item is also from me, and I'll just open it. But I just noticed on Discord that there is somebody been asking to join marketing team, and in reality we are pretty full. We are kind of 9 people, but mostly of those 9 people, it's us only showing up all the time. So I was thinking, how can we kind of how can we make this process a bit more kind of better, so that others can join? Fair, yeah, basically. So my idea was to follow the NixOS release. So this is a proposal, right? It's we can discuss it again next time, kind of to have it at least 2 weeks for people to comment on. But basically, follow the NixOS release cycle. So every half a year, we accept new members for the reason that we don't want to, because onboarding every new member, it's expensive, and it takes another meeting away, and 2 new members and 1 month is away, and we didn't do anything, or we didn't discuss anything. So we accept members every half a year after the release. because this is also how our milestones are kind of, at least for now, planned. So we set the milestones, we work on them. After 6 months, after 6 months, we basically accept for the next 6 months new members. Priority will have the members that are already on the team. Of course, they will have to kind of show up often, or at least pledge what they try to contribute, either in terms of discussions or in terms of actually work. But every 6 months, I think it would be completely fine if a member is not present on the meetings, that we just kind of expect that they are no longer or either not interested or don't have the time to really engage in these meetings. Does this make sense? What I'm trying to... Is there anything that I missed that it's a bit unfair?
No, it sounds good to me.
Yeah, so it's like, so I will say to let's leave it at this. I will write it down in the, and then kind of also we'll confirm it next week if there is somebody that is currently that really wants to join and was just not aware of this. But we're kind of gonna do the planning as NixOS 2009 is released. We'll do the planning, and then those who will show up will have one meeting only for accepting new members and kind of seeing what that group of people will actually be working on, because it's always going to be what people think it's important. So if there is no further comment, let's postpone this decision for the next time. But I'll write it down so other people can comment on it. I hope this will also increase the fluidity of people, because it's, you might not want to spend all the time on the marketing team, but let's say every second half a year, like half a year each year would be completely fine, and it's awesome. Okay. I kind of added, I would like to bump up the NixCon survey higher and then discuss the implementation a bit lower, I think. I'm assuming that there's not much to update there as it is with the redesign.
It's about the NixCon survey. Yeah. So I was contacted by Nick from the organizers of NixCon, and he asked if we already have a Lime survey server that they can use. And I have looked if I can set up it in 2 days, but it was too short, and they are used a hosted service. But they are planning another survey after the NixCon or at the end, and we can see if we can have a hosted instance then, because I already planned it for us.
Okay.
And for our release survey, there I'm still waiting for feedback from you.
For the release survey, sorry, I forgot. I need to come back to it. Please ping me, because I jump from topic to topic, and it might...
Yes, it's fine when you work on the website. That's also important.
Yeah, but on the survey, to be honest, I'm, as you said, 2 days spending on setting it up. It's a bit quite labor intense.
Yeah, the thing is that the NixOS package don't work how it should. I updated it yesterday, and we see if we can fix one issue.
Okay, so it's a packaging issue. Okay, let's see it.
Yes.
Let's give it a go. If not, we will. I think it's also fine to kind of default to the hosted Lime survey, even for us, for the time being.
Sure, but it might be quite expensive, like $300 or euros per month or something.
Okay, well, let's see. Okay, any comments on this? I mean, it's more of a kind of announcement that they're
Yes.
doing, and that we'll try to reuse the same instance.
And
Uh-huh.
I just talked to him before the meeting and said we can put a banner on nixos.org to announce that NixCon will happen and that they have a survey.
As soon as we have a redesign for this, as soon as we have, because there is like this element on the front page that could be for this.
We
just
could
need to
do it
style
very bad just now.
Yeah, but we
Mostly,
are also really close with the redesign. I know.
Okay, good to hear.
Yeah, so I would not like to. I know it's important, but if nothing else, we will have as soon as possible the banner either for the NixCon or for NixCon survey or the second NixCon survey.
I would say if David makes his own bad attempt at it in his own word, we could merge it.
Yeah.
For the current design, but I don't think that any of us two would work on that, right?
Yeah. So if somebody
would be
submits
fine.
it, we can review it.
Yes. The question is, how fast will the new design will be there? Is it 1 week or faster?
Let's see.
Okay.
Right. That's the next discussion.
Yes.
But based on this, we can. Now I'm sorry that I bumped it prior to this, but okay. We'll definitely come back to this after we do the review of what's on the progress of redesign. Okay, Samuel, it's mostly your work. I just put the item there.
Yeah. Well, you said review the progress for redesign implementation.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I talked to you privately on that, so it wasn't public the last time. The last time it was still just a show and tell from my screen, since I didn't push anything. Since then, what has been done is first off cleaning the crimes I did when implementing it, because even though I said to myself this time I will definitely use mix-ins instead of rewriting the same basic patterns every time, because I know the basic patterns. So cleaned up the things to make actual good maintainable code. This is the first PR that was pushed, which is the 2020 redesign for the website. This is a well, it's not what's on screen. That's I'm still working out the history of things. That first PR is a let's call it like master 2. It's the work in progress into which we can merge further work if we are multiple people to work on this. So since then, I added the I implemented the responsive menu, and that's not the important part. The important part was updated the JavaScript stuff, like updated jQuery from an old 1.8 to the latest version, and miscellaneous things around preparing the site to be friendly for people without JavaScript or that have JavaScript disabled, and then implementing the basics for working with JavaScript. So that was the first PR that's already merged into the, well, that was the second PR that's already merged into the initial PR. And then we have the what's currently shown. It's the currently work in progress, rework the presentation of the main page. So we have a mock-up from Michael, and this is the implementation of everything that's between the header and the footer in the main page. That's the subject of this PR. And currently, as I had discussed with Rock, there's the first part, which is on a dark background, the second part, which is the why Nix, then search, and currently in the to-do, the review the examples to match the mockups. So this is currently where I'm at, and then once we have the examples matching the mockups, which probably will be done today, is working on the JavaScript solution to make these examples, let's call them full screen. So
you're talking about the demos, right? That I'm just
exactly,
showing
yeah.
off. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, examples demos. So on that note, I actually converted all the examples here from below. So this kind of code, I converted them to how it's called, ASCII videos. So I just need to push, and I was not sure. I was just about to push, but then I didn't.
No worries. Anyway, like we talked about in our small session, there's the SVG file template for you that still need to be done.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's part of the to-do list for this PR. But as you can see, things are progressing. It almost looks like the final website for the main page.
Yeah, I think one important thing that, if you remember from our discussions with, if you all remember from our discussions with Michael, was that we will have, the kind of have distinction, kind of clear borders of different sections. So that's why it's always kind of bright, dark section. So that, and kind of the top almost automatically needs to be white because of our logo, and then that's why the background is then darker color. So I think I like where this is going. I would just like to resurface the idea that we finish the front page, so the landing page, with all the little details, and then go through all the other pages briefly and just fix them slightly.
Yeah, make them work as they did in the previous website, so not as newly designed.
Yeah.
So they're not broken. Like most of them are acceptable, but some of them still need a bit of love. But that if we do it this way, by the end of this week, we have the main page, what I would say complete, because, well, end of this week is in 2 days.
Yeah.
And by next week, end of the week, or maybe start of the following week, we should have the whole website in a usable state. Well, not strictly usable, but good enough state. And I think some of the work will be in the manual to pour over every section to make sure there is nothing that's forgotten, because the manual assumes it's still in the bootstrapified docbook form, which had some semantics that came from the docbook styles that are already in there. There's some semantics that came from Bootstrap, which I think most of them are implemented. So the manuals, just because they're long documents, are going to be long to review. And then the other pages, there's there's like the governance page, there's the graphic element that was in a popover, which it's trivial. It just needs to be done, but it needs to be done. So that's why I'm thinking full week, maybe with bordering on the next week.
So majority of the stuff will be done. Let's say the landing page, the main page, is going to be done by the end of the week.
That's what I'm targeting for.
Yeah, awesome. And then we still need to go through all the pages to just make them usable. And I think that's completely fine. But without all the major things that we want to do with them. I think this is not ideal, but it's better because we can then gradually progress. And I think we're on the right track. Again, once we will be done with this, with the whole redesign, we will go back and say, should we change certain elements, and we'll be playing with this once we are kind of done with all the pages of the redesign. We'll even go back and reselect the fonts if they are better and open this discussion. But I think it's important here that we just go step by step, even if it's not perfect, and it's completely fine.
Yes, one of the most important points of the implementation is that I'm giving us the tools to play around with the design instead of just copying the mockups.
Okay, I think this sounds good. Any other comments?
Yes, very good. I think I want to have the banner in 3 days maximum, so I would see what I can do in 10 minutes.
Okay.
And
that makes complete sense.
I also thought that it is good that we deploy the new website before the NixOS release, so the community can already give feedback. And when the public comes to our site, because we announce a new release, it's better quality than it is now.
Exactly.
Just a side note, we might want to work on the download page, like
right after.
Work it better than the other sections, just because, well, it's a new release. If the download page sucks, it's not great.
Yes. Sure.
Download page should be then the priority. And the manual. So download and learn page should be then the priority. Okay, sounds good. I think what I'm more excited here is that this will allow us to work in parallel. So you can work on one page in parallel to the others, or at least it's possible more, which might also speed up the whole process. Okay. I don't have any more comments. If that is it, I'll wait for a few seconds. If somebody's still talking, but it's unmuted, but that's it then. With this, I'll then close the meeting. We are pretty short, but that's because we are busy. And it's always nice to see. We'll meet in 2 weeks. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. Have
Thank
a
you.
good night.
Bye.